What's up, YouTube? It's that golf guy, and we are here for the first ever episode of Bogeys and Stogies, right? We're here
That's
with
right,
my man
baby.
Kyle Shulte. He is a PGA professional and he is a professional esports golfer as well. So, not too many of those around that have both of those under their card. We got a
Well,
lot of stuff to talk about tonight. But before we get into all that, we're going to talk about Tiger. We're talking about golf balls. I got a set back here that Kyle hasn't seen yet. Um, but we're going to get into Kyle's background first, what got him into golf, why he loves the game, what he hates about the game, and what he hates about the PGA as an organization. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Kyle, introduce yourself a little bit better, my man.
well, I love that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. My name is Kyle Schulte, PGA Golf Professional. Any of you that do not know me, I do have Progressive Golf on YouTube as well as Twitch. If you ever need help with anything golf related, I do like to think I'm a great person to go to. You really did a great job with that intro too, man. I do still play competitively. I try to play. I still have goals and aspirations for the PGA Tour. Yeah, and really stoked to be here, man. I think before we get into anything too much though, I want to see what that cigar box you got behind you.
Oh, yeah.
What you got going on back there, dude?
This is the mother load right here.
Oh man,
This
it's
thing
beautiful.
holds 50 Stogies. So I'm gonna have to link the website where I get these in on the YouTube.
You got the little humidifier pack in there and stuff, everything?
No, well, yes and no. I use sponges actually. So I
Okay.
take these little cut up sponges. I have two of these in here, and I also have the little thing that has the Orbeez balls in them. So it's like this. Has little Orbeez to fill this up
Interesting.
with some liquid. Yeah, but it
Very
wasn't getting
interesting.
the right humidity level because I got a little gauge here because
Yeah.
there was 40 of them in there.
Yeah.
So I had to play with that a little bit to get that to work. But
Yeah, I don't know
next
too
time,
much about cigars, but I
yeah,
know
me either.
that humidity level is a big deal.
Yeah, so anywhere from 60, they're saying 60 to 80% humidity is ideal. They went 75, so we'll see.
I dig, man.
And the one for tonight is they're all Victor Sinclairs. I got a $40 or a 40 stick bundle for like $100, and these are like $19 a stick individually. So I got like a smoking good deal on them, and it is one of these bad boys. I don't know if it'll probably
Oh
not read
yeah.
up, but
Hey, look, now you can look at it pretty good. It's pretty clear actually. Put it back up to the camera. Just let it focus up for a second. Oh yeah.
yep, Victor Sinclair.
Beautiful.
We've got it is something in Spanish, but they're Dominican cigars. They're not
So
Cubans.
so you said you're
There's
in
no
the
real Cubans.
you said you're in the garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't smoke in the house, right? Your wife wouldn't let you
No,
smoke
cannot
that in the
smoke in the
house.
house.
You got
My wife
baby in
will.
there, man. So I also
Baby
cannot
and my wife.
smoke. Yeah, I also cannot smoke in the house. But I'll be vaping. I'll be vaping on these
What are you
podcasts.
drinking?
So I'm not a big fan of like flavors and stuff. I know a lot of people when they vape, they're like cotton candy or all these like fruity flavors and stuff. I was a smoker, man. And I love cigars too, by the way. I would love to be smoking a cigar with you right now. This is basically a cigar flavor. This is nuts
okay.
tobacco.
I've tried those.
It's literally a tobacco flavor, just got a little hint of nut in there. So it tastes like a special blend to me, like a marble special blend with a little bit of nuts.
Oh, I remember those, the orange pack or whatever.
Yeah, man.
The
So like
27s?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of what I go to. It's always my go-to, and I think it's appropriate for this. It's not a fruity vape. It's an acceptable vape, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But man, does that
So
look delicious.
I have two different style cutters here. I might have to get juice here, but we've got the standard cutter, right?
Uh-huh.
Just circle. But this is the one that I like. It's a V punch.
I like the
Or a
punch
V
too.
cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, a little V
I
cut.
do a cross punch. I don't know a whole lot of people that do this, but I basically will go one way across, right? Now, you can see that. We all know what that looks like, and that's
Yep.
not good, right? I'm not putting that in my mouth.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic thing for me. So what I do is I just take it the other way. Now I open up this Now I've got a
I'd be afraid.
huge-
I'd be afraid to get too much like actual. So you want me to tell you what I do when I'm on the golf course and I got a cigar? I pull one of these bad boys out of my pocket. That right there is a golf tee, and I just give her a nice little punch.
So this right here. has
Yeah,
punch
just
on
an
it.
actual punch.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous, dude. Hey, can we curse on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Beautiful.
I mean, not every other word, but
Yeah,
we'll try to
yeah.
keep it civil. But
Yeah.
the curse words are going to come out because curse words are just passion, bro.
Sometimes
Don't let a Karen tell you otherwise.
and now we got the cigars rolling. Now there's some smoke rolling. Let's talk a little bit about passion. Like you said, man, I am passionate about golf. I live it, I breathe it, man. I wake up, I go work at a golf course, and then when I get done, I'm practicing, and when that sun goes down, I come home and I play video game golf. Man,
That's a lot of golf passion.
golf is just the ultimate everything. It's the ultimate teacher. It's the ultimate sport. I find athletes across all spectrums, across all sports, when they pick up a golf club, they all realize the same thing. Golf is the best game. They all say the same thing too. I mean, I teach a lot of like ex-athletes and stuff like that. A couple like, pros, and they all say the same thing, man. I wish I picked up golf sooner.
I said that same
And
exact thing. So.
I picked up golf pretty early, bro. I started playing when I was like, I picked up a golf club when I was 12 years old. Then we moved to Florida, and my dad's like, hey, man, we live on a golf course right across the street from Coral Oaks Golf Course and Cape Coral Public Track. But we could like walk on the golf course. So after 5 o'clock, I got into the game. My dad would take me out there when I was 12. Got me out there, walk a little bit. But about 14 years old is when I really started practicing, playing, taking it pretty serious, and really started to get that passion for the game.
Okay.
My understanding is you start pretty late, bro.
Okay, so the funny thing is, my grandfather, who was a pretty good golfer in his time, and he's still alive, but his set's actually over here, which we're going to get into in a little bit. I want to show you those. They're sick.
Oh, I love that.
But he was like, hey, since I grew up doing martial arts and a lot of traditional Okinawan traditional styles, so a lot of being centered, and I had a lot of hip movement. So my grandfather gave me a golf club, and when I started in baseball or t-ball, I was that kid that either hit a home run or struck out. And I know that sounds weird. How do you strike out in
I know
t-ball?
what you mean.
But
I know what you
I
mean.
was swinging so hard and so fast at the ball with everything that I had with my hip rotation from karate. And I would either miss the ball completely, and it would like I did one where I swung and hit the tee, and the ball didn't even drop off. Like I knocked the tee, and the ball just kind of fell back on. It was funny. But if I hit it, it was gone. And my grandfather saw that, so he gave me a golf club. This was 6th grade, right? So I loved going to the driving range, and I liked hitting driver because I could hit it far. Hit it straight.
That's how I get kids into the game too, man. Like I just put a driver. This is the first thing I give them is a driver.
So we get there, and I go back. So I would go to my grandfather's every summer for 3 months, right, back in Louisiana. And he sent me to a golf camp at a country club that he was a member at. I lasted 1 day because I outdrove the instructor at what was I? 11 years old, right? And he was an older guy. He didn't hit it as far, but I was like, to me, being a kid, I was like, you're teaching me how to play golf, and you can't even hit the ball as far as me.
You're being a little smart ass.
Yeah, I was so bad. And then this is what happened. I got kicked out because I'm standing on a line doing the drills, right? Just waiting because he had like lines of kids, and they had like little sections up on the tee boxes. And
yeah, so like, it was a big camp.
We were rotating, right? Like huge. And his son was also there, right? His son was like a little bit younger than me, like maybe a year younger than me, but he was really small for his age, and I was like average for my age. I didn't get big until freshman year of high school. But he was sitting there swinging this golf club around, right?
Speaking of which, before you get too in there, let him know exactly how tall you are.
Oh, I am 6'7", and a whopping 313 pounds of
6'7".
pure.
So I want you guys to understand when he's telling this story, he's not lying. Like he probably was hitting the ball like 250 when he was 13 years old. So like, I don't worry about kids showing me up when I do camps, bro, because I'm a pro still. Like I'm good.
You hit it 300 yards,
and like I make it a point to impress them. But I already know what you're talking about. I've seen a kid show up one of my assistants before and get a little mouthy, and he didn't handle it too well either.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for stopping you.
No worries. That's what these are about. So that was one thing we didn't get into in the intro. Like these aren't just like going to be a very structured. This isn't a news show.
Yeah, and also let them know too. These are all going to be live too on Twitch and hopefully on YouTube as well. Right now we're live on Progressive Golf on Twitch. What's up, chat? I see we got some homies out there already. Really appreciate you guys coming out. Sorry about that little technical snafu when we rated out his stream, his Twitch, and it wasn't able to work.
It blew it up, bro.
Like you said, he's trying to go off the Wi-Fi. He'll figure that end out. Well, I got his back, and we're always gonna have his back when it comes to the technical stuff and stuff like that. Again, I'm so happy to be a part of this, man. So keep going, man. You got into golf. Grandpa got you out there.
Got me out there. I'm at the golf camp, and my grandfather's like, "You could be really good," because I was always athletic. So from doing martial arts, like you really learn like coordination very early because you know like where your body is at all times. So in a golf swing, I knew where my arms were, I knew where the club was without thinking about it. Like I didn't have to do that. The funniest thing is, so the kid was in the line swinging his golf club and he's swinging his driver around, right? Like just swinging the shit around like a little kid, right? We were kids. And he almost hit me, so I moved and I was like, "Whoa, dude, will you calm down before you hit somebody?" And I turned around and next thing I know, beep, right in the back of my head. Ooh. So I turned around and I gave him the 1-2. Whap, whap. Right? Just drop this kid.
Yeah, you ain't coming back to my camp.
Yeah, the dad comes running over and I swing the club at him. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, he's gonna whoop me.
Goodness,
you know what I mean? Like,
bro.
I just dropped his kid. So I swing it at him. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna hit him.
You
like,
had the clubs that I'm at. The parents are suing. Them parents are suing.
So he kicks me out.
Yeah, you ain't coming back.
My grandfather was a DA's, worked for the DA's office out there, so we had a little pass. You know, we didn't.
But you ain't going back to that club.
Nope, never been back. I was in Laplace, Louisiana, their little country club slash open. I think it was public, but it was called a country club. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, that's dope, man. Was your grandpa a pretty good golfer?
He was a pretty decent golfer. So he's had a lot of businesses over the years. And he's run a lot of businesses. He's run car dealerships.
So he's take a lot of people out on the golf course.
A lot of people out, but he used to host a golf tournament every year, like a legit golf tournament, where it was more of like a fundraiser. Like It ended up being like he was trying to get it into like a program. So like way back in the day, he actually had a social club, which is there are not any of those around. So you would to become a member, you would pay X amount of dollars for the year, like membership at a golf course, right? And like when you're a member at a golf course, you just come and you play. You don't play greens fees or anything like that. Same thing with a social club. You come in and there's a restaurant downstairs that was open to the public, but the social club was upstairs. So you would just, whatever you wanted, you would just have it sent up and he would just bill you later. Right? Then like some recession stuff happened and he maxed out his credit, but that would have been so cool if he'd had that still today. But yeah. So golf.
Pretty good golfer.
Yeah, pretty good golfer. Never really tried it again with me, but throughout high school, I was focused on martial arts very, very heavily because my dad owns a karate school or did. So I was one of the main instructors and his like trophy horse. Yeah. So like the better I did, the more trophies we had in the dojo to get new kids in. Yeah. I've trained multiple world champions, state champions, and national champions. I myself hold over 50 of those titles throughout high school alone. We were a USKA tournament bracket, right? So the United States Karate Alliance, and they have X amount of tournaments a year, and you earn points. So it's kind of like the PGA Tour. Like you play an event, earn points, and then at the end of the year, someone gets crowned like the best. And I did that 2 years in a row. We were point chasing, and but I did that, and I played basketball at a very high level as well.
Yeah, I mean, being 6'7", it only makes sense.
Yeah. So between 8th grade and 9th grade, in 3 months, I grew 8.5 inches.
Oof.
Yeah. I went from like normal skinny kid to extremely tall and skinny.
I never had that growth spurt, bro. I've always
I was
just been
like
this
your
little
build. I was
short
like
shit.
your build. I was your build, but 6'4". Like, just straight up, right?
Nice.
But I was fast. So I could swing. I could still swing the golf club. Like, when I turned 18, I didn't even have a driver. I had an older 3-wood and like a set of graphite irons. Like, and it wasn't even like a full set. They were like probably for kids. Like, they were so tiny. But we had a driving range that me and my buddies would go to down the street. All it was a driving range, and we would just hit. I would go there and literally like Happy Gilmore people like, hey, you want $10? You want to see who hit the ball further? And they would look at me with my 3-wood, and they pull out this massive driver, like the titanium drivers.
Yeah.
And I would just rip this thing over the berm, and they couldn't even reach the berm.
We got a chat from All Star Tag. Damn, I could tell he was tall in his swing videos from Progressive Golf's channel, but damn, 6'7". I'm telling you guys, man. Monster is his name on like his regular Twitch name for a reason.
Yeah.
He's a big boy, man. That's dope, dude. So like what age did you actually like get into it? It's relatively recent. 35.
35.
So now you're starting to get
right
the
now.
passion, the love for it. 35.
COVID started. I bought my first set of clubs.
COVID golfer.
Marketplace. COVID golfer.
You're a COVID baby,
on my
dude.
birthday, 2020. So September 30th, 2020 was my first set of clubs in this green bag over here, but they were like an old set of Wilson, like 20-year-old Wilson irons. I snapped the 2-iron on the range the first day. The head went flying in the driving range. Like, I played one round with them, and at the driving range where I go to, that you guys have seen in my videos, Ashwood, they had a bunch of like older demo clubs that never got sold from Cobra. So I actually have them right over here. Give me just a sec.
Oh yeah. Man, Tay says, is the air any different up there? And All Star says, I'm 6'3", and it's weird seeing anyone taller than me.
It's thinner. So this is one of them right here. The King
yeah.
Cobra
That's classic.
SSIs,
Classic
right?
design. Great club.
8-iron. So I have this one and another one in the same set, and then there was another King Cobras, but I got a 5-iron, a 7, 8, 9. So I had like a random array of irons, and I just chucked all the other ones away. And I bought a Mazzle driver off of Rick Shields' review. Did you know what that is?
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Dude.
And I've watched a lot of. I mean, I can do some pretty deep cut Rick Shield videos too, but Mazzle driver review, I don't remember this one. But I don't want to distract too much. But now it's a little side tangent again. Side tangent. Man, I saw Rick Shields at the PGA show. Man, he was in the simulators in front of me when I was doing a YouTube video, bro.
Surprised how bad he can't hit. Are you ready for this, bro?
Dude, his beard is immaculate though. Like in person, it is just as like impressive. Like you got a great beard, but like, oh, look at that.
It is gold with a gold face. Sorry, my camera's backwards, so I'm really like struggling right here. Gold face. I don't know if you could see that.
Look like
but
a
it's got,
bowling
like,
ball.
Like that blue-green finish on top.
like a bowling ball.
Gorgeous. The stiff shaft, it was $109 on Amazon. No adjustment, stiff shaft, 9.5 degrees aloft. And it sounds like a trash can. Like those metal trash cans.
Just cling.
Bing! Yeah. And in slow motion, it's even worse. But I had this for like 3 or 4 months, 5 months, something like that.
Did you ever hit a Nike Sasquatch Sumo Square?
My brother has. The only Nike club I've ever hit is
There was like a stretch of time.
Square 4 hybrid.
There was like a stretch of time where I swear to God, manufacturers had a competition amongst themselves to see who could make the worst sounding fucking driver. Cleveland Highbore, Nike Sasquatch Sumo Square. All right, the TaylorMade made a weird looking thing too at one point. Like it was a burner with an extra flange on the back as well. It was awful. It was like they just tried their hardest to make the worst sounding clubs.
Yeah.
I love that though. I love that little that stick there, dude. I like the Deep Shields, the Rick Shields deep cut too.
Yeah,
Cleveland
so Rick Shields
All Stars
did a review.
All Star Tax says Cleveland Highboard best driver of all time, sir. You are just wrong. You're just wrong. All right.
Here you go. If you like that, then you'll like my grandfather's latest driver. He has
like a Big Bertha.
Bad boy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Big Bertha, Callaway Big Bertha. I can see it before you even pulled it out. I just saw it by the way the head looked, bro.
Biggest, bro. It's so sick, dude. I hit this thing, but it's like a old guy flex. So I mean, I can't even sway like 20% without trying to snap it. And,
so got into golf with COVID. That's sick, man. Let me tell you a little bit about how I started to get the passion for the game. And I will say a lot of it goes to my father, you know, and I love how golf runs in the family like that, you know. And I don't know why it's always the way, seems to be the way, but it's not always the case. And I hope we get to change that. And I hope this podcast is a part of that change. I hope we do appeal to women as well. But man, when men in the family pass down this game, there's just a connection that gets made. And for me, with my dad, he was really good at the game. Like really, really good. He was a pro. He was not a PGA pro, but he did coach. He was not a PGA certified coach, but he did coach. He ended up owning a golf shop. He played competitively as well. Mini tours, never super high level. But that is a financial endeavor. But he was a high level player, still is a super high level player. Never let me beat him. Never let me beat him. Also, he was really good about never telling me how to do it necessarily. He really let me find my way with the game and found the competitiveness with him that just really drove me. And man, I didn't beat him until I was like 17 years old or something like that. And it got like real serious real quick. It only took me like 2 years of playing with him a lot to have the capability of breaking 80. And when he would play the back tee boxes and I would play far enough up, like I could get around par pretty quickly. And the competition got pretty serious. And that competition I had with my father was just like, I just got deep. You know what I mean? Like deep. And I remember just staying up so late, like every night, even if it was a school night or something. Me and him would be out on the patio. He was a smoker too, which is again why I just love this Bogeys and Stogies thing. Like having deep golf conversations over some tobacco just hits home, baby. Because I remember Dad just giving me putting theory, talking about swing mechanics that they were teaching at the time from the textbooks he was reading and the education that was available to him. And then as I got deeper and started thinking about becoming a pro and learning more about the game myself, we would kind of share the information, and the passion just got even deeper when I started like sharing knowledge with my father about the game. And it wasn't just him teaching me anymore, and it became a collaborative effort, and we both started getting really good. But even to this day, man, my pops can still put it to me. If I'm playing the tips and he's playing his tee box, 6,000 yards, he's 73 years old now. I mean, he's still going to shoot.
I was on here one time, man.
He's still going to shoot 62, 63 if he putts well. No joke. Like, he's that good. He's been doing it since he was 62. He's been shooting his age ever since then.
Oh, wow.
And I'm telling you, having that competitiveness with my dad still, it keeps me going, bro. Like, it keeps me going. It's a blessing for sure. And again, just talk about the passion, and it runs deep, and at this point now, we're doing so much cool stuff with golf on the internet and stuff. Like my brothers are starting to think about getting into the game. And that is just something amazing. You have any siblings or anything like that play?
I do. So I got my little brother. He's 6 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I got him into golf.
And he's going to be a big part of this podcast hopefully soon too, right?
Hopefully.
So cool.
So he's got scheduling issues. So he's a bartender at like a high end restaurant. Like
Yeah.
he makes like $400 or $500 a night.
Yeah, but busy.
Yeah, and he's going back to school. He also wants to write movies. Like he wants to write he writes screenplays for movies and stuff. So
cool.
Actually, Netflix might have picked up a couple of his screenplays during COVID.
Hell yeah.
So those might be coming out in the next couple of years.
That'd be sick,
so
dude.
That's cool.
That would be sick.
Really funny guy. He tried stand-up comedy. He's always super funny kid. I
like a guy that's not afraid to branch out and do different things. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to meet him, dude.
Everything. He's fun. So
he's not afraid to play some golf then either.
Oh no, but he's terrible. So my first video.
Oh, he's terrible.
Yeah, he's terrible. But I'm terrible too. So like we both are terrible at the same time. But here's the funny thing: you put us together and we break par.
You said on your first video on YouTube we could see his swing. Let's pull it up. Let's show him. Let's show him. Let's show him in this video here. What's the video called on YouTube? Make it easy for me.
Golf is fun, I think.
Fun that golf guy.
It's the montage that I put out. He's the last two clips.
Here we go. And it's one of the actual videos here. Golf is fun. All right. Chat, we're going to go ahead and watch this quick video here. It is only a minute. And we're going to get to see his brother do this.
That's me, and the last two clips are my brother. So, second.
That's monster right here. Again, look at the size of this man. The Happy Gilmore swing is so clutch. It's so good. He's getting a little too deep with those knees. Oh, this looks like you guys are having a blast, though. Looks like a fun dude.
He's a really smart kid. Like he knows a lot about a lot of stuff. Like he's not just like book smart. Like he knows. He's just well versed.
I can't wait to meet him. He has a
daughter. Her name is August, and she's 6.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter just turned 1 last month. She'll be 1 in a month in 2 days. So on the 18th, she'll be
so cool.
13 months. Yeah.
So cool, man.
At some point before we start smoking cigars on a podcast, I'll have her out here for one, and then I'll have mom come get her.
Love that. Love that. Dude, I've gotten like 4 or 5 messages in the last 3 days from my lady about, I want a baby. I want a baby.
Give you your seed, stud.
It's like, whoa. Whoa. I got all these golf dreams, you know?
Hey, man, you could still do it with a kid. It's just going to be harder. It's not going to be easy.
So, like, you know, going back to my dad, right? Mm-hmm. You know, whether he knows it or not, one thing he always said that kind of scares me about that is like, you know, yeah, if I didn't get married and I didn't have you kids, I might have tried a little more. And it's like, oh shit, maybe is kids in marriage the thing that keeps me from getting on there?
I think so. I think that's a.
I don't think it is either. I think the marriage.
Good excuse.
I think so too, but I think getting married to the right woman, I think getting married to the right person can only help that endeavor. You know, having a strong core there is just a huge deal.
Absolutely, I've been with my wife 20 years.
That's dope, dude.
I've been with my wife longer than I've been without her. If that makes sense.
I
met her when I
love
was
that.
16 years
Yeah,
old.
I love that. That's so cool, man. And
And we
congratulations
just
on
had
that,
our
by the
first
way.
kid last.
Congratulations on your daughter's birthday.
Thank you.
Well, that's so cool, man. It sounds like we've got the basis for a banging podcast. We got some great personalities. Hopefully, we can get your brother on again. I'm hopefully gonna have some guests on as well. Anytime you allow me to come out and bring a friend, I'm always gonna try because this just sounds like it's gonna be a fucking blast, dude. I mean,
This
we
is
got
our intro,
a
get to know everybody
yeah,
type. And
yeah.
then once we get that out of the way, then it'll just be like a BS type of thing.
Yeah, and I said, and we'll be doing more to make sure we have some topical things to discuss. We'll be bringing on some special guests, as we know, some people that have very distinct skills and accolades that are worth having on a podcast as such. I know you said you got some pro friends that play and caddy on tours. I do too. And I think we're gonna have such a cool thing.
I got a guy named Lamar who I need. I've been trying to get him to get on your lessons. He's a lefty, and he doesn't hit it very far, but his tempo and his swing is gorgeous. Like his tempo is beautiful. It's a little slow, but for some reason, like he's brand new to the game too. I met him at Stater Brothers like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. We've already played twice.
Yeah,
together. He is a barber, and he cuts like NFL players' hairs, like
love
Steelers, like legit. Like he has his Instagram. When you get him on, I'll have him plugged. But he's a cool guy. But he needs your help. I outdrive him with my 5-iron.
I can't wait to help him, man. I love teaching golf. Like, as much as I love playing, and I really do, and I love sinking my own birdies, but there is a real satisfaction that comes when somebody conquers something they know is so hard and they see they can do it. Being there to help guide them along to the joy that I find in the game too. It is so satisfying. I can't wait to help them, dude. And plug myself again here. Anybody that ever needs any help with your real life golf, on stream on twitch.tv/ProgressiveGolf. I stream like 5-6 days a week. Anytime I'm live, you can submit your swing videos to my Discord, to the swing analysis tab, and we will pretty much stop what we're doing and help people out with their real life golf. We'll give you a swing analysis. We'll give you functional drills, things you can work on at home as well as the range. Things that will have a serious impact on your golf game. We've improved over 350 golfers already, and we're only going to keep helping more people out. So again, we are passionate about the game of golf around here. Your setup is just so fucking cool. You can see both of these setups that we got behind us. These guys kind of live and breathe this shit. I don't know about you, but I'm sure you got a putting mat somewhere in the house.
My carpet in my living room.
Well, hey, that counts, man.
It's good because I'm terrible at slow putts, and the carpet is a very slow putt.
One of the best tee gifts I've ever done for any golf tournament I've ever ran was we gave them putting cups. Just little cups that were fancy. They were really nice. They had the course logo and stuff on them, but it was just a cup that you can put on your carpet. And dude, we got so many people came back like that was the best tee gift ever. You can tell that the people that used it got better too. Like just putting a little bit at home, even if it's off the carpet, it's such a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I do. I putt. I don't go to the practice greens at my courses because I don't really go to like high end courses. So the practice greens are never what's on the course. And I don't want to get used to. At most I'll hit like 3 or 4 like 40-foot putts.
Yeah,
like really long lag putts, and I'll see if I can get it close because that's a lag putt. I mean, speed of the greens is going to make a difference in that, but we're talking 40, 50 feet. That's going to be just eyeballing it, for touch. So just getting that extra long stroke in for the lag for me is beneficial. But talking about gear, right? You being a professional golfer, golf balls play a big part of your game. Right?
They do. And the better you get, the more it matters.
I play premium golf balls, which I should. One, because I don't think my skill level is at a point to where I can utilize the benefits of a
So,
like a good golf ball.
so it's not that you shouldn't. That's not the right word. All right. It's not that
Hate
you
using a
shouldn't.
$5 golf ball, Kyle.
It's that it might not be the most cost efficient thing for you right now. All right. It's not that you shouldn't. It's that you could be getting more for your money at the moment. Like I said, there's kind of like a scale to it. The better you get, the more it matters. But that doesn't mean it doesn't matter at all if you're not good. Like if you're playing a rock golf ball that you've been picking out of the water or something, and your bag's just full of waterlogged golf balls, you just got to understand that that ball is simply not going to travel as far. It's not going to spin the same. And the shots you hit are never going to be as good as a shot you hit with, with a premium golf ball.
So that's a TP5.
Yeah, this right here is a TP5.
So I love the TP5X. Right?
That's what this is. That's
Premium.
specifically what that is too. This is TP5X. Yeah.
I love the clicky sound with the putter, like because they have that like Call of Duty hit marker sound.
Yeah.
You hit it out of the face. I love that. My problem with premium golf balls is I think I overspent them.
So that's again getting to the point. Like I was saying, golf ball matters, and when you're at a high, and you have what I would describe as a high level swing speed and attack angle and stuff. So the golf ball does make a big deal for you. Like you should not be playing the regular. Sorry about that. You should not be playing a regular Pro V1. Like you should be playing the X models. You should be playing the lower spin models, the higher or the lower compression, the things that.
Pro V1s?
What's that?
How do you feel about Pro V1s? Everybody says the best ball in golf. I don't believe it.
If it depends on what you want out of it. So like, like the TP5, it's going to go a little further. You're like, and I mean a little. And then guys, when I say a little, I mean like literally feet. Not even whole yards in any consistent pattern, but you might get a couple feet to a yard playing a TPX, but you might, or a TaylorMade, but you might be losing like 100, 200 RPMs, which in the grand scheme is pretty insignificant.
But it's going to be tailored to someone's game.
But
at your level.
But the higher you get, the more precise you like these things to feel and react. Yeah, it starts to really matter. So like right now, I'm actually considering switching over to Srixon Cleveland. The new Srixon golf balls are fantastic. Their new equipment is fantastic. And I really like the way they feel. And I'm a big feel guy. I care a whole lot more about the way I love the divides.
One of my favorite golf balls I've ever hit.
I exclusively teach putting lessons using those golf balls. Those are the TaylorMade ones you'll see on my mat back there with the big fat lines on them.
Don't do it with these. No, these are terrible.
I'm putting, they're fine. I'm putting, they're still fine.
Oh, this is where I don't like them because they're matte. I hate matte golf balls on a green. I feel like they're extra slow.
The kids love them. The kids still love them.
That's true. So talk about golf balls, right? And the colors. What do you think about this?
I feel like that would be hard to see.
Exactly, right? But this is a Vice.
I love the Vice balls. The great ball for the great ball for the $1. Yeah, that's a great golf ball for the $1. It really is. I'm gonna
try these out. I'm gonna order like 5 dozen and get them for like $30 a dozen.
Yeah, and I'm cool. I'm cool with designs on golf balls. By the way, the Vice ball I buy, if I ever buy Vices, which by the way is every now and then, especially when they're on sale.
You get the drip, don't you?
I get the green and black paint drip one, dude. I think that ball looks so cool, and it doesn't disappear.
I'm getting the green and orange fade. So
okay.
It fades from orange to green.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah, I like that it's subtle enough it doesn't disappear in the air and like
personality on the course. Like my brother does it with clothes. I'm a little bit more conservative with my clothing. I'll go like bright colors. My brother will go like full on 90s short tracksuit, bro. Like the first time he ever played golf, he played golf in like 3-inch inseam shorts. That's like that. And there was the print from the 90s, and he had a jacket that matched it. He shows up wearing a gold chain in Jordans, bro. It was hilarious.
Hey, I'll tell you what though. Oh, whoops, sorry about that.
Your Jordans.
Dude, Jordan's making some fire golf shoes these days. Like I almost
Jordan
want
shoes.
to, I almost want to go grab the latest pair I got, dude, because they are
Do it.
banging. Got a couple people in chat asking questions too. What's the difference, iron and driver swing? Tragic Nutsack in short angle of attack. With a driver, you're actually looking to get an upswing, plus 1 to 2.5 degrees, depending on your spin rate. With an iron, you're looking for 5 to 6 down, and that descending blow, and that is fundamentally the difference between those swings. And Visual says like Ian Poulter comes out here, your brother coming out like Ian Poulter. I love that.
Yep.
I'm gonna go grab them shoes real quick. I mean, I gotta show you guys.
Yep.
Jordan's been making the fire.
Jordan's always made fire though. Like that's just a thing that Jordan makes. Let's see what's going on in chat here. I've got his stream pulled up actually on my phone.
These are literally the sickest golf shoes I own. And Jordan has just outdone themselves with a good classic golf look, but really adding that Jordan flair to them, man. Golf swag is something I'm definitely into, bro.
See, it works well on those shoes because they're golf shoes. But that pattern was all over what they used to call dad Jordans.
Oh yeah,
you remember those? So the dad Jordans in like the early 2000s, like early to mid 2000s,
they had
were
that.
shoes that they would put out that were still Jordans, but they weren't like the main Jordans. They were like
They're more Nike than Jordan.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but they had the Jordan logo, so they were like the ones that you would go in that were like $65 a pair. You know what I mean?
yeah. You find them in the DD's discount.
Like, oh, I'm cool because they're Jordan.
Yeah, you find them in the DD's discounts, the JC Penney's. Yeah.
And they were plastered with that same pattern on the heel, but in golf it works.
And I like that it's not, like you said, it's not plastered. You know, they keep it pretty subtle.
It's just subtle. It's subtle.
Yeah, it's much more subtle.
You're gonna cover that anyways, unless you wear joggers like Grant.
A lot of times they do. A lot of times my pants kind of cover a lot of it too. I think they just look stellar, man. Jordan's been killing it. Golf apparel these days is looking so good. I like it. I'm liking the athletic wear, the athletic looks. Now I do find myself wearing a lot of like, you know, basic colors too. But with Yada Golf hooking me up, man.
Plug your shirt co.
Yeah, man. Let's shout them out, man. Yada Golf.
Yeah. I'm trying to get Yada to send me some shirts for the big boys. You know what I mean?
Hey,
we know they look good on people your size, but I kind of stretch them out a little bit. The Yada shirt I have looks like a training bra, and it's a 2X.
So this is some of the louder stuff I'll wear. You know, we got the Toxic Flamingo.
What that?
Toxic Flamingo. We got your Bermuda.
Saucy, a little subtle.
This feels good in Florida. Feel right at home, baby. Watermelon.
That's what's up. I like that pink abstract one that you have. That's like gray and pink.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
one is so hard. That one is
dude.
So
Yada Golf is killing them. We literally just brought them into our pro shop too. Like we've had like a lot of people saying, "Hey man, Yada Golf is good." Yada Golf just got a contract with JC Penney's too, or not JC Penney's. Not Ross. I think it's Ross.
Ross? I can start picking up some Yada Golf shirts for like $14, bro. I'm set.
I'm pretty sure you can get.
I think it's Dick's.
They only have a couple of designs, but they are in department stores now. Great price, great golf shirts. I freaking love them.
They're at they're at Ashwood. They have some at Ashwood.
Yeah,
for like $75 a shirt, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Well, hey, you're paying for logos at that point, you know.
Yeah, you're paying for quality. It is a really nice shirt, though. I will give them that.
It is. One of my favorite things about it. Anytime you're buying golf clothes, a lot of time it's just they're so expensive. They're like so expensive. I don't understand why golf shirts are $100 sometimes, but I do appreciate it good. Yeah.
This is where my golf swag ends. So I have, as you can see, this is just a couple. I have the black. I have one behind this one. You know, the Lucky Golf one that's like a blue denim. The red TaylorMade. I have the one that's on my head. I have like 17 more hats in my game room where my good PC is, and my internet.
I live by, you know what? Look good, feel good, play good.
That's how it is.
Like
With
it's big,
sales,
man.
because that was my main thing was sales for a long time. I
Yeah.
sold cars.
Oh, that's huge in the same thing. Yeah.
When you dress well,
Feel
people
some
perceive you as
confidence. Have that
it's
perception.
dress for the man you want to be, or dress like the man you want to be.
And
Perceived as.
on the golf course, again, like so much of it is confidence anyways. It's so much of a mental game. Making sure you're walking around the golf course with your chest up, feeling pretty good, man. That's a really good way to play golf successfully. It's a big deal. It really, really is, man. Visual One says he got some Bad Birdie stuff. Bad Birdie is killing it, man. They're making some great clothes. I love what they do with the collars. That's the only feedback I've had for Yada Golf. The collars are a little floppier than I like. I like a nice stiff collar. I like a starchy collar.
Yep.
I like FootJoy shirts.
Yeah, something like this is a cloth.
Yeah,
like polo. That's what you expected, but something like that, I want
yeah, I like the way FootJoy does like a real stiff collar. That's my personal take, but I think the Yadas are just like most people will probably agree. It's a little floppy collar, especially after like 10, 12, 20 washes. It's like, all right, it's a little floppy. You got to make sure you iron it if you want it to keep its form. I
got to get a hold of those guys over there at Yada Golf and see if they'll send me some stuff.
Dude, they're awesome, man. They really are. They were at the PGA
I don't
show.
even want to get paid. Just send me some stuff, and I'll put it.
I saw them at the PGA show. They had the just a banging stand at the PGA show, man.
I saw that. Oh
my gosh, it was beautiful. They've really been stepping it up. So many new golf companies though. Speaking of golf stuff and cool golf stuff at the PGA show, man. Some of the shit was wild, dude. AR goggles, all right? AR goggles. Think of like a VR headset, but they're AR, so you see straight through them. And they give a digital mapping of the greens. So they're a putting aid.
I saw those.
Yeah, they're a putting aid.
Those.
And you put them on, and they will in real time map it out. I'm still working on my video for YouTube, but I got like a whole in-depth exclusive with them, good shots of all the stuff. It's going to be crazy. But I mean, it was wild, bro. There is no way, I 100% guarantee you, this year, you're going to see caddies on the PGA Tour in practice rounds wearing those goggles. I 100% guarantee it.
Aren't they like 28 racks?
The goggles, that model itself was only $15K, and that is well within the range of a Tour Pro and his toolkit. And his toolkit and what his team is willing to put into practice rounds, especially a new guy, somebody that maybe doesn't have access to like all the notes that maybe a seasoned caddy might have on some of the courses on tour.
He's gonna pick up like 15 or 20 of them and just send them out.
That's what I'm saying, and they're just gonna exactly.
Oh, that's what's gonna happen.
Heard the Golf City guys talking about those. Absolutely blame. They're amazingly cool. It was like magic. I've never put on something that was so mind blowing. What about the cheap rangefinders? Those look legit. Visual, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make sure a couple of my homies get their hands on those as well. They're going to be sending us some rangefinders. And we're excited about that. Make sure some of my homies get their hands on those to have some good quality tests done before we start trying to, sell anything though to you guys. You know what I mean? Because again, they're coming from China. We're going to be doing a YouTube review videos for them. And
like a sponsored, like a video.
Yeah, it's going to be a sponsored video by them, but it's going to be an unbiased review. And if I actually do like the product, I'll start using it in my tour events and stuff like that. And trying to start repping it on the stream and put it on the site and stuff.
My only gripe about rangefinders, like the handheld ones, I have one that does slope and everything, right? That accounts for the slope.
Yeah.
Anything over 220, it's not picking it. It's not going to pick the flag up. Even if you're like 80 yards out and there's something, if there's a tree directly behind the pin, like you have to like move around.
Yeah.
I found this little. It's like a thing. It's like a magnet that just sticks to the cart, and it's little. It's 1 inch square, 1 by 1 or something like that. Tiny, right?
Yeah.
All it does is gives you front, middle, back of the green from wherever.
Yeah.
GPS.
So I will say that's why like doing these reviews is a big deal. Like I am when you're playing high level golf, like specific numbers are very important, and the GPSs will not be specific enough when it comes to what exact number do I need to carry this bunker to get over this part of the fairway. So like a rangefinder is a necessary tool when you're playing some really high level golf. A GPS just will not do the job.
Well, there's those new ones like the watches that you
but
can
like
actually.
yeah, but still
Well,
you're subject to ping and satellite ping, and it's never going to be as precise as a high quality laser. But like you're saying, there is such thing as poor quality lasers. And when you're doing these things, like making sure you have some high quality equipment, which is not necessarily just a Bushnell. The very specific models though are high quality equipment. They are going to be accurate. You know, they're like military grade rangefinders essentially. Yeah. And if you're testing some other equipment against that, you can find some of these. Again, like maybe this Chinese company is good. What I saw at the at the PGA show was great. You know, it's a Chinese company, Chinese manufacturers, Chinese programming, but maybe it's still high quality shit. If it's accurate, like you said, beyond regular distances, any kid these days actually can create a rangefinder really simply. One that's relatively accurate up to like 150 yards. It's actually really simple laser technology. But getting high precision over great lengths in extreme exposure and sunlight as the lasers diminish over time, that's what requires the high quality programming and stuff like that. A lot of these rangefinders these days have all these fancy bells and whistles that actually take away from the functionality of the rangefinder. So like I would never buy a rangefinder that has vibration features. I would never buy one that has a screen on it. It's just like a screen on the side or something, because those are unnecessary features that are draining the battery and most likely taking away from the performance of the function I actually need. I like this company that we're going to be working with though, because they have like seriously 10 different models, from super simple form factors that fit in your pocket that only do what we're talking about, measure accurate distance, nothing else to it, to, you know, like your Bushnell style magnet on the side, screen with slope, wind, and all the factors, as cheap as like $40 or $50 to as much as $250. So it's definitely one of those things. Anytime you're buying rangefinders, it's really is important that you get something that's functioning the way on the things you need it to, which is always distance. And it's like you said, I often play my golf course at Stony Brook. I work at Stony Brook Golf Club in Estero, Florida. We have GPSs on our golf carts. I will use both. I use both.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, like I'll just, you know, if I don't,
that course too, so
yeah, if I,
yeah,
if I don't need an exact number or something, like I just want to carry this water, I'll just tap the screen. It tells me what it is to that, and that's all I use. You know, if I'm, like you said, if I'm just need to get it to the front edge of the green, the GPS is perfectly fine for that. It can tell me that number perfectly accurately. But like I said, if I need to see that tree, how far is that tree, and what do I need to actually hit to get over that tree? I need a very specific number to do that math in my head. So
with distances, let's go. What are your club distances right now?
So I play blades. So my irons go a little shorter than what maybe a lot of people would get out of a cavity back iron. So my 9-iron's only going 150 yards. Or I'll start with my I guess my wedges. My gap wedge, my lob wedge is 95. My sand wedge is 105. My gap wedge is 115. My pitching wedge is about 135. My 9-iron's like 145. My 8-iron's about 155. And
so
yeah, 10, about, there's a pretty solid 10 gap in between. I can step those up to meet like pitching wedge 140, but that's, I never swing, you know, 90 or 100%. It's always an 80% swing. I'm always trying to keep a rhythm and a tempo. So I would say what I was hitting those Strixon irons at the PGA show though, I was hitting those 9-irons like $165, like just sending them shits, dude. Like, whoa, they were hot. Driver, I am
Big hit.
my most recent numbers from the PGA show hitting the newest clubs. I was getting 117 club head speed. I was getting about 296 carry and about 307 rollout after total.
That's a steep coming in. It's not rolling out very far.
That's what you want down here in Florida. You don't get any roll in Florida. It's all carry yards. And it wasn't necessarily going too high either. So it was a good spin rate. It was sitting around like 20. I think it was like 28.2. So that was with a ping driver.
Just to put this into perspective, guys, I'm 6'7", right? How tall are you, Kyle?
I'm 5'11", 128 pounds right now.
130 pounds. I'm 3 of this man, right? And I only swing the golf club at around 120, 122 on my stock swings. Like I max out up in the 130s, but that's uncontrollable long drive stuff. Like I don't even care where it goes. That's a frustration swing for me. Like I hit a ball in the water. I've double bogeyed 6 holes in a row. I step up to a par 5 and I'm swinging out of my shoes and I don't care where it goes. And those are high 130s, low 140s club head speed.
Which is wild, though.
130 pounds. Kyle, I really do think pound for pound, you might be the longest hitter off the tee.
Longest in the world.
In the country for sure.
My head pro says that all the time. Like when new people come to the club or like when he's got, fancy clientele or someone he's trying to bring out, he'll bring me on the golf course with him. And it's like, so this is Kyle Shulte. He's, one of my assistants here, and he's a really good player. And a little unknown fact is pound for pound, he's the longest around. And it's every single time, man.
You need that as a slogan, bro. We need that on a shirt.
Right, dude? Pound for pound, longest around. It's all, it was not always that way. When I was in high school, again, you see me now. This isn't adulthood. I'm in my prime, apparently.
You're probably the same size in high school, if I had to guess.
I was only smaller, bro.
You were smaller?
Oh my God, bro. I was like maybe 100 pounds. Probably wasn't even 100 pounds by my freshman year. My sophomore year, I was good at golf, right? Like I was shooting par, even, couple over, couple under on a really great day. But there was this chick on the girls' golf team that was out driving me by 70 yards.
Yeah, I would have hit the gym forever. I would have lived in it until I smoked it past her.
Pistol Pete's asking what brand you're smoking on tonight. I know you went over it already. It's Victor Sinclair. Yeah, Victor Sinclair. But this chick, shout out to Miko, man. She was pounding it. Admittedly, she was like a super long drive girl. She was hitting it like 260 as a sophomore girl in high school. That's pretty outrageous. But my goodness, she was so far ahead of me. That's when I made a swing change around there. I was like, all right, we're going to start searching for distance. And I started trying to extend my swing a little more. And by the time I got to college, I had found it. I started actually getting in the gym, lifting weights. So I'm skinny, but I'm a strong dude still. I'm still athletic. And so I can move. Like you said, good body coordination. There's a lot of strength involved when it comes to doing this thing consistently. And most of that strength comes from the core. And I'm not saying having big arms is ever going to help in golf, but having a really strong core, and again, something you'll have from karate, having core control and core strength, that does 100% apply to golf. Being able to maintain your spine angle as you're rotating really fast, that requires a lot of strength. That requires all of the muscles in your core to be activating in sequence to keep that spine angle and hit the ball consistently.
Another thing is
yeah, you go.
Acceleration. So the only thing I do well in golf, like exceptionally well, is generate speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I generate a lot of club head speed with a lot of different clubs. Like my pitching wedge is 170 yards. It's a slightly bit juiced, and it's a little longer, but I generate club head speed.
Yeah, that's a deep ass pitching wedge. That's almost too far.
Not really, because I have a lot of wedges.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of wedges, and you got to be really good with them if you're hitting the ball that far. You really do.
This is where what I've noticed. A lot of guys can swing the club fast from the top of their backswing to about here. It is extremely fast, a lot of power generated, and then it fizzles and it fizzles and it fizzles. By the time you get to the ball, there's nothing there. It's how efficiently you can accelerate through the ball. So I've seen guys that
nuts, tobacco, vape, pistol, Pete. I can't smoke in my house.
I've had a guy stop, even me, like when I first started playing golf, I had to stop my backswing here and then just accelerate through the ball. And then as I got more comfortable with that, I could extend it. So the further back you have the club, the longer it has time to accelerate as long as you're applying acceleration.
Yep.
If you can bring it all the way back like John Daly, but you can't accelerate 100% of the time, there's no point in bringing it back.
And going off what you're saying too, why people have that problem of accelerating through the impact zone goes to what I was saying with the core strength. If they're losing their spine angle and they're changing direction, the club is changing direction as well. And when you're changing the club's direction, you've changed the momentum and you're losing speed. And so you're exactly right. And
so being a Florida guy, you're going to love this analogy. It's just like an alligator. They're extremely fast until they have to change direction.
Exactly.
An alligator cannot change direction until it stops, and then it can change direction.
And that's why swing playing is such a big deal. And why if you're ever in the golf space or ever on golf YouTube, like you hear it all the time, swing plane, swing plane, swing plane. It's because if we can keep the club moving on plane, that means it's not changing direction a whole bunch. And you're going to be able to keep speed, and the club is going to move on a predictable path. And you can start to have that expectancy of a consistent strike. You know, if the club is changing direction, especially through the impact position, okay, how would you expect a consistent strike? You're going to move it. That's so hard.
Eye coordination comes in, and that's where
it is. And that's where being an athlete, and that's what still separates the best in the world, right? Like still being an athlete, the Scotty Schefflers in the world, where the swing isn't necessarily the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but he's so athletic. His hand-eye coordination is just so good and in touch that he's hitting the best golf shots you've ever seen. You know, it really is. There's so much depth to the game, bro. It's nuts, right? It's nuts.
Because that's another thing. Like I really believe there's no such thing as a perfect swing.
There isn't.
I honestly believe that.
And I want to talk about like somebody like Matthew Wolff, or maybe even a guy like Tiger Woods, somebody that's had to change some things. But a guy like Matthew Wolff that takes the fundamentals of golf and takes them to an extreme and demonstrates to the whole world how fundamentals apply no matter what. Where, you know, the backswing is all about keeping the club out in front of you. Jim Furyk, Matthew Wolff, and pretty much everyone on tour right now, to some degree, keeps the club in front of them. But Matthew Wolff takes this to a wild extreme,
Over the top
where
almost,
it's nothing but, well, again, understand all he's doing is keeping the club in front of his chest. All he's doing is just doing it this way. The club is just staying in front of him. He's only changing the club's direction one time, and it happens at the very top. And he's got a really good feel for how he sets the club, and it's so consistent, but it's so fundamentally sound.
And the flick that he does with his hips,
at the beginning,
all he's doing is mimicking what he needs to feel at impact.
That's exactly right.
Go all the way forward towards the target, because he puts himself in an
impact position
and then comes right back to it.
And then keep the club in front of me and find that impact position again. It's nothing but fundamental. And that's why he is such a guy. Like when I'm teaching on the lesson tee throughout the day, especially if somebody's struggling with being underneath the plane, I just instantly refer to Matthew Wolff. Like, do you watch any golf? You ever seen this guy do this weird shit? Let me tell you why that works, you know? And then it's like an aha moment. People are like, oh, so I really need to make sure the club is moving up and down. You know, the sensation of the club moving up and down over your back shoulder instead of this.
Yeah.
This is, rotate. Oh, man. But the thing is, too, like the best athletes in the world, like that's a kind of an athletic motion to feel that kind of rotation. So even the best in the world, the best athletes, when they just pick up the game, most of them come way inside and then over the top because they're too far under the plane. The club has to come back to the plane, and they get that wild slice because it had to change so much of a direction. And it's just, it's such a funny thing when you watch the best players in the world and you start to watch all their swings in sequence, and you pick out what's actually fundamental. It's some things become glaringly obvious. You know, things like grip, something like grip. Every single one of them basically has this. They all have the same fundamental thing, and that's the hands are working together. The arrows are pointing the same direction. The knuckles are in a line. You'll never see a golfer with a grip like that. It's always going to be something like that.
Because you can't rotate.
Because you can't, your hands won't work together. One of them's going to take over. And like these
crazy
are the fundamental things that golfers got to work on.
And it's not just that. Anytime you make any type of change, so me and Kyle off camera have had a 30-minute lesson, right? Where we made some changes.
Big changes
Positive
too.
Changes, big changes.
It was big. It was a big
took
change.
me 3 range sessions to get solid contact because I'd stuck with that new setup is really good for me, but I'm finding that I can't swing it as hard or as fast with this new setup. I'm working more on my rotation. And the biggest thing, like today I was working on, because I got all of my wedges, finally, I got my wedges are all the same length. So my 50, 54, and my 58 are the same length now, right? For consistency. My 58 was way too short, but now I had to relearn impact zone because my 58 is like 1.5 inches longer now. So it's completely different club.
Yeah.
I don't know how far it goes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When you do that with the wedges, if you don't separate those lofts enough, you might not actually get separation in the distance.
Yeah.
The length, like we said at the beginning there, the length of the arc, the length of the swing actually affects the distance more than that loft does. Because loft most of the time works dynamically anyways. If you gotta go take some, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, my dog's out here. They're not attacking, but they're 130 pounds, and the neighbors have a little tiny dog, and they want to play with it so bad.
Well, like I was saying, length of the club and loft. You know what Bryson DeChambeau did was interesting and very innovative and cool, but he had to tweak those lofts quite a lot to actually start to get the separation in the clubs when he made them the same length. Because the length of the club, the arc of the swing, plays a really big role in how far the shot can go, how much speed can be generated, and again, just how far the ball goes. And it's always interesting. He's just the best quite far from that. He's quite far from the best golfer of all time. He is very good, though. He is very good. Not quite. It's quite far from that. I can think of 20 to 40 names that I would put above him. But quite good. Above Bryson DeChambeau. It's noted. Nope. DeChambeau. So, chat. Hope you guys are enjoying this first episode of Bogeys and Stogies. Hope we're not getting too lost in the woods or anything for you guys. Probably only be on for a little bit longer. I think we're just gonna talk about a couple more things. Pistol Pete. I'll put Jack way above DeChambeau. By the way, Big League Chew tonight. We're talking about a whole bunch of golf stuff. Anybody in chat got any golf questions? Been talking a lot about equipment tonight. Visual 1, Final's Dream Course on 2K23 is ass. Dark Snowda, how do I become good? 10,000 hours of committed practice with a coach supervising about 2,000 to 3,000 hours of it. You need at least 200 to 300 rounds of golf too. And that's if good to you is scratch and under. Sometimes good to some of us means different things. If breaking 80 to you is really good, then you need about 2,000 to 3,000 hours of pretty consistent, pretty well committed practice, at least 500 hours with a coach. If you want to be breaking 80 really, really consistently and doing it like quickly. Probably can do it quicker than that. You can break that. You can definitely beat that rule. Trackman's the most accurate of them all. So right now, Pistol Pete, I'm playing TaylorMade CP5X's. Thinking about switching to Strixons. Oh, he's back.
My bad.
You good, man? We just talked to some chat, answered some questions and stuff like that. Somebody said,
a commercial break or something.
I'm gonna have to roll here pretty soon. Can you believe we've already been going for an hour and 15, bro?
Man, these things are awesome. That's why.
Honestly, I've been having a blast too, man.
Yeah, you just do whatever we want.
I really have.
To get an earlier one so we could just let it go for a couple hours.
And just let it ride. Like I said, we didn't even get to talk about like the topics we wrote down. We just got through intros and how we got into golf and stuff. But I think that's a really great place for us to start tonight, man. I thought this was great. Visual 1, how would you go about picking up your first club set? I was starting to use Club Market. I'd go to my local,
100%.
Around me, I got this place called Golf Guys. Some of you might have Play It Again Sports. Some of you might have Lumpies or Roger Dunn. I don't know what the big one in Canada is. I know there's a really big one in Canada. I would start over there, talk to one of the pros on staff. Hey, I'm new to golf. I'm looking to get a used set of good golf clubs. I'm serious about the game. I want to get better. I don't want to buy the box set. But I don't want to spend an arm and a leg. Can you hook me up with some good, high quality used golf clubs? And they will. And you're gonna get out the door like $500-$600.
This is a little unorthodox, but secondswing.com.
Second Swing's good.
That's where I bought both of my drivers. I bought
Rock Bottom Golf is good too.
Yep, but Second Swing is family owned, and you can call their sales department, and they'll get you to a pro club fitter on the phone right then and there.
Yep.
I just had them spec out my driver, so I had them tell you. I told them what you told me about tipping it, and for people that don't know, I just got a new Cobra driver. I bought the LTD XLS because, in my opinion, the Aerojet's not better. It looks a little better, but it's not gonna look better than mine because I got the blue one.
Yeah.
With the red.
Yeah.
Ooh, solid. Not the black and gold one, but it's extended an inch, so to 46 overall, and a 70-gram hazardous black shaft, extra stiff, tipped 1 inch.
Hell yeah, man.
And apparently, my shaft now is only like 50 grams.
Ooh.
I'm playing a woman's extra stiff.
Visual 1 says, thanks for that. He's going to go to Bogies and Stogies and tell him that. Or go to Second Swing and tell him Bogies and Stogies sent me. Damn right, man.
Let's go. I love those guys. Dude, those guys are so cool. And you can trade in your clubs too. That's the big thing. Like, you can send them your stuff and they'll give you like a discount towards better stuff. It's great. It may not be a lot of money, but I just paid $1,400 for new irons too. So a little bit helps. And like Roger Dunn, those guys would not take my clubs on trade. They said they were too old. No. I was like, bro, you can't give me nothing. So I have like 5 sets of golf clubs.
And your local pro shop ain't never going to either. We don't want your clubs. Promise you. Well, shit, man. I do got to get going, bro. We do got to get this.
Successful podcast.
Yeah, we do got to get this rolling earlier too. We got to keep this rolling longer. This is too much fun.
Oh hell yeah! This is super sweet. So we'll get something figured out off stream and off camera. But thanks to everybody that stopped by. I'm gonna drop YouTube links because this video will go up on my YouTube. If you came in late and you missed anything, this entire video is gonna go up on YouTube. So if you have like the premium YouTube, you can play it when the screen's closed in your car or something, and you're stuck in traffic. If you live in Florida or live in California, it takes you 3 hours to go 30 miles. So, well, the whole podcast will be up there, and that's how it's going to go from now on. Once I get my setup done and I get my internet, I have good internet. I'm on Wi-Fi right now because I'm in the garage because that's where I smoke my stogies at. But we will get it set up to where we don't have to sit on.
I got the YouTube link.
Stream the entire time.
I got the YouTube link in the chat for you guys as well.
Let's go. So my YouTube, his YouTube is in there as well, right?
I'll get it in there.
Yours is on your channel, right? We're on your channel?
Yeah, we're on my channel. They can find my YouTube here.
So your YouTube is linked already.
Yeah.
So I will be linking his YouTube on my channel once we get it going.
Love it.
And all of his socials will be in the description of YouTube. But for all the guys that were here the entire time, thanks for being here for the first ever episode. In the future, if this does catch some traction and I can monetize off of YouTube, giveaways, maybe Mr. Progressive Golf can talk to his Yada people. Maybe we can get a couple shirts given away. He's got some connections for gear and clubs and stuff. Maybe we can pitch in and do a giveaway for some stuff. But that's all in the future, so stick around, and you guys can say that you were here from the very beginning.
I'm excited, man. I'm really looking forward to being on some future episodes. I can't believe we're gonna be doing these Wednesdays or Thursdays. That is subject to change, and so is the time. And again, make sure you're following him on Twitch as well, because that's where a lot of times it will be being streamed from. You guys were so cool tonight. I appreciate y'all chatting with us, hanging out.
I'm in Southern
asking
California.
Great golf questions.
Blame. Is that it? Blame? Yeah. I'm in the high desert in Southern California.
Golf Guy 118 here on Twitch. You should just be able to go hit the follow button above me there, above the chat, and follow him on Twitch as well. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate you so much. We're gonna raid you out to something else. What do you want to raid out to? Another podcast, maybe?
Podcast or golf channel, anything. I'm down for whatever. What podcasts are out there right now?
I don't know. I honestly don't watch too many of them. We got a buddy that's playing 2K23 right now. Matthew PKR. You want to send it over there?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do a senseless plug here for Gamer Saloon. They've actually got a big money match for NHL going on. We're going to raid you guys over there. Please do stick around for this raid. Just show Gamer Saloon that we love them over here at Progressive Golf. And we are always down to support the biz, baby. Y'all have a fantastic night.
Later.